Day 5 of the alcohol free experience 30-day dry January. So, here is the one chemical the body makes that keeps you calm down and chill, and that chemical is called dynorphin. When I got sober curious back 3 years ago, there was one element that I found out that it actually made me want to continue on this journey because I realized that whenever you're drinking, you're out and you start to come down, you sober up a little bit, you want to go back to the bar and get that other drink so you can go up to that feeling of feeling like you're buzzed, you're elevated, and then all of a sudden you're going to this cycle where you feel high and you start to come down, so you grab more drinks. And then if you keep doing this throughout time, your tolerance goes up. Where one beer used to get you drunk, and now you're out drinking 6 shots and you're out there the whole night and you're searching for this high because you're up and then you come down. So here's that one chemical that came into place that changed everything for me, and it's called dynorphin. Your body makes a chemical when it realizes that you are overly stimulated. And if it notices that you're overly stimulated with dopamine and serotonin, dynorphin gets released in your body to bring you down. And as you're being calmed down, your body now has to keep up with this external stimulant to keep you just engaged more because you're like want and search more, this feeling more. So now you're on this like crack fiend kind of like chase back and forth. Day 5, I want you to realize and notice that this cycle, you perhaps have been doing it for quite a number of years, where your tolerance now is not where it used to be when you first started drinking. I know when I did my first sip of alcohol back when I was in high school, it got me wasted just having a beer and a half. And I was like, okay, cool, I'm done. But because of like being around friends and not wanting to look like, you're trying to fit in, I kept searching for this feeling up until my tolerance built up. And around my 20s, I was now going out more. And then you start building up your tolerance, you start to going for harder stimulants. So insert drugs, insert harder liquor, and you start doing this chase. For day 5, where are you at now? Now that you're doing dry January, recall back to a moment where you felt like you perhaps have been now overly stimulated and your body's been trying to keep you at bay. The interesting part about dynorphin is that because it brings you down, it takes a lot more to feel stimulated naturally. So if you're out and about and you see a pretty sunset, or you're walking your dog and a friend says something funny, you're not as actively engaged in life's natural beauty of feeling alive because your body's been bringing you down with this chemical because it's had to keep up with how much external stimulant you've been doing. So the more that this is the same example why you see the guy at the Sunset Strip in Vegas completely just knocked down with the brown bag. You don't see him happy because his body and brain has been fighting the alcohol throughout for so long that it really doesn't there's not really anything that can make somebody at that condition happy and elevated because dynorphin has been basically keeping you at bay. The longer you go on not drinking alcohol and you keep away from other stimulants, your body naturally calibrates itself where you can then go out into life and enjoy life's natural beauty. Where like a simple walk in the park with your dog makes you feel alive and passionate and kind of like a kid who's like laughing hysterically for no reason. Your life will start in your brain's chemistry will start to calibrate itself where you now feel more engaged, you feel more stimulated naturally. And this is really the reason why I continue going on this path of being alcohol free because I didn't want any external stimulant to bring me down. And again, this is kind of the catalyst for my depression and anxiety. And I will tell you this, if life has ever given us a lesson to learn is from our past, and knowing that I was actively, externally, synthetically stimulating my life for pleasure, and I got to cut that away and now walk more of a natural, in a natural way to just enjoy life organically, I would much rather choose that path. Day 5 of the 30-day alcohol-free experience, dry January.